Here we have a Dell Inspiron 15 3537. We're going to open up and explore the insides. Remember, before you start, put on something soft. Like you can see, I have a mat. This is 2014 i7 model. We're going to flip to the back and remove the battery first, as there are screws behind the battery. We're now going to remove the cover to expose the RAM and the hard drive. There's two screws holding it down. These screws do not come off. They actually stay on the plastic piece. Now we just put our fingers in it, pry it open a bit, and you have to slide it to the left from your view. Here we have his RAM, the RAM first slot of RAM. Remember to pinch the sides to open it up, and the RAM tilts up and you just pull it out. There's the second slot. We're now going to remove the hard drive. There's two screws we have to remove first before removing the hard drive. Now to remove the hard drive, there's a plastic tab here. Remember the plastic tab. You have to push the hard drive away from the starter port. Hold the plastic tab and lift it up slightly, and that's how you remove it. Now to put it back, you put the front in first, angle it, push it all the way in, and pull the tab back so it connects. Just take it slowly, it's not that hard to remove if you're struggling. Now we're going to remove the DVD drive. There's one screw holding the DVD drive down. And we just drag out the DVD drive. We're now going to remove all the screws from the back cover. So there's 1 screw, 2 screw, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's actually 12th one too, near the hard drive, as I forgot to point it out. While you're removing screws, remember, there's a few different types of screws. Not all the screws are the same length. Remember to put them separately so you remember where each one goes. The screws that are on the outside that require nothing to remove, they're generally the same length. Where the screws behind the battery, they are the same length as the screws outside as well. The DVD drive screw is different from the rest. The hard drive screw, the 2 screws to remove the hard drive, they are also different. Oh, forgot to say, the screw next to the DVD drive where you remove it is actually a smaller size than the rest. Make sure to make note of it. And here is the next screw, the last screw I was talking about, the one next to the hard drive. That screw is different from the outside screws. It's smaller in length. As you can see in the video, I've placed the screws on the side to show which one belongs to which. We're now going to turn the laptop around and open it. We're going to remove the keyboard. To remove the keyboard, you're going to need a prying tool. These prying tools, I've got them from phones. So there's a few tabs we have to remove. There's a little small gap there. There should be 5 of them. That's the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and there's 2 little small ones on the side. This is actually a bit hard. As you can see here, there's a tab there as well. There's a little small tab and there's another tab on the other side. With their new design of how they place their keyboards in, it's actually a lot harder to remove the keyboard than with previous years and previous models, or any other models I've opened so far. Now when we remove the cable, be careful as there's cable attached to the motherboard. You have to pull the keyboard towards the screen to remove the hinges that connect it to the bottom. And there's one cable holding the keyboard down to the motherboard. We're now going to remove the keyboard surrounding. That's the wireless card. There's a few screws holding it down. There should be around 6 screws or 7 screws. That is cable for the mouse, trackpad, and the other one is the cable for the power button. On the keyboard surround, there's actually a few different types of screws. There's 3 different types of screws. Next to the holes, they should tell you what screws they are. There should be 5 times 5, 2 times 3. There should be numbers next to the holes. It tells you which screw goes where. As you see here, I've actually forgotten a screw. There's one screw next to the fan. Normally, to remove the keyboard surround from the back, I normally just lift up the DVD drive part, which makes it a lot easier. But as you see, you can also use a prying tool, which is actually the better way to do it than the aggressive way, just ripping it apart. And here's the screw that I forgot next to the fan. Just take your time removing it. It might take you a bit longer, as it's quite hard for the first time you remove it. So that's the trackpad or touchpad. So here's the motherboard. That's the fan. That's a wireless card. That's the speaker bar 1, where the speaker can connect, and there's the other speaker bar. That's where the hard drive, and that's where the DVD drive goes. That's the LCD cable. There's the power cable. Probably can't see that. This is the graphic card. It's on the wrong side, but those 4 black dots are actually the RAM for the graphic card, which is 2 gigs. They're all 512 each. And the CPU is behind the silver thing. It's on the opposite side. Here, there's actually a few screws. As you can see, I've left them separately, so I remember where each screw goes, as there's a few types of screws, and some places have different types of screws. As there's many different types of screw, remember to place the screws separately so you remember where each screw goes. We're putting the screw back. Try not to get the screw in the wrong hole, as it might pierce through the motherboard and damage your laptop and might not work anymore. And thanks for watching.